Hey everybody, Anthony from Lazy Baits Co. here. You ever look at something that's 3.5 inches and think, that's just not going to do it? Well, we're going to prove you wrong with the Nutlet, the little brother to the Nut Runner. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own. Stay tuned. So, let's jump right into it. In the last video, we made the Nut Runner, this 5.5 ounce gigantic wake bait, using one of our molds available on our website. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Nutlet molds, which are also available on our website, lazybaitsco.com, and we're going to make the Nutlet. This is a 1.25 ounce wake and crank, so it's a ton of fun to throw on a medium heavy rod, and you can toss it all day and it still has the drawing power of, you know, a bigger wake bait. These molds, they're made with specialty resins, Casa Mold 25T. I'll put a link to their website down below. We have an affiliate link, so if you use that, it helps keep this channel going. Also using their Fabricast 50. Check them out. I'll put the link below, like I said. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So we're gonna need some stuff. When you buy this mold, what you're purchasing is a single mold. You're purchasing the rights to resell the baits, painted or unpainted. You also get instructions, tools and materials you're gonna need. Basically a step-by-step guide on how to make this for when you're not watching this video. So let's see, we got the mold, we got a scale, mixing cup, stirring cup. We're using Sack Pig micro balloons. Check out their website, awesome guy. They make the best micro balloons in the industry, in my opinion. We're gonna need a 1.7 gram split shot, some 410 570 screw eyes. You can get these on like Barlow's Tackle or parts online. So got some of those. Mold release spray. I use the Pell BK30. I find that this stuff works the best. We'll need epoxy later on, 1/8 inch polycarbonate for the lip. We need a 0.6 inch screw lock, which I have over here. Got the screw lock here. Let's set that aside. Tail, you can use whatever you want. We had molds available. I might make some more. Just for a nice little critter tail. But you can use any finesse worm, something skinny that has nice action. The next page is a link to this video, as well as some safety first. Use proper PPE. Always wear appropriate personal protective equipment when working with resins, additives, and mold materials. Especially this, the micro balloons, you definitely want to wear a respirator. You don't want to breathe that in. You don't want it on your skin either. That or the Fabricast 50. Definitely don't want that on your skin. So let's glove up quick. And we'll get our respirator on. Next page and jump right into the instructions. So our first step is going to be attach a weight to the screw eye. Crimp the 1.7 gram split shot onto the 410 570 screw eye. So got some pliers up here. I'll just take this. It's hard to do with gloves on. Probably should have waited to put these on, but they're on and they're not coming off now. So we got our split shot. We'll grab a screw eye, and you kind of want it towards the bottom here. Crimp it on there. So just crimp it down towards the bottom. And we'll set that aside. Next, step 2, prep the mold. Spray the mold with mold release and place the hardware in the mold as follows. If you want to pause this, I'll show it as I'm doing it though. And then afterwards, we're going to close the mold and make sure it's aligned properly. Get some rubber bands out for when we close it. So, spray the mold, one quick spray. That's good, you don't have to go crazy. I'll take the side with the posts. The weight is going to go right there, right behind the lip. Then put another screw eye in front of the lip. One in the hinge location to the rear. Put one in the rear section towards the front. And then the rear hook hanger. And then we're going to take our screw lock, and that goes in, not in the mold. That's not where we want it. It goes in this slot right here. And that's what you want it to look like. So, now all the hardware is in there. We're going to close the mold up. Make sure everything's nice and aligned. And then throw some rubber bands on it. So far, all this stuff will be included in the kit. So you get the mold backers, the rubber bands, the silicone mold. Let's pour it. So we're gonna need our Fabri-Cast 50, so polyurethane casting resin. We need our scale, a mixing cup, micro balloons. Let's just get our instructions so we can follow along. Here's a picture of where to place all the hardware. And then mix the resin. We're going to do 10 grams of micro balloons to 30 grams of Fabri-Cast 50. It's 1-to-1, so it's going to be 15 and 15. Mix thoroughly. And I'll just skip to the next step because once I start mixing, we're not going to be able to stop to talk. Step 4, pour. We're going to slowly pour the resin into the mold cavity and let the bait cure for 15 minutes. Don't let the resin sit in the mold for an extended period of time. It can start to degrade the silicone. So once it's cured, we can demold it. Demold time is, like I said, 15 minutes according to Specialty Resins specifications. So let's get 10 grams of micro balloons. And And then, like I said, once we start pouring the resin, we're just gonna mix and quickly pour. So let's start with the part B. We're gonna put 15 grams of each. Okay, and we're gonna mix it up quick. Before I start mixing, the smaller port is where you're gonna start. Fill this one and then move over to the smaller one. Just makes it easier as this starts to cure in the cup. So we're gonna just mix this up with some speediness here. Get it nice and mixed up. Starts to get a little warm in the cup. And I'll just pour that in there. And you can toss this out when you're done, unless you want to reuse it. I'm gonna toss it. So one thing I like to do, get this little mallet, I like to give it a few taps just to work out any air. If there's any air trapped in there. See, you work the bubble out there. Just give it some taps as it's curing. And that should be good. We'll let that sit for 15 minutes and we'll come back and demold it. In the meantime, I am going to show you how to make the polycarbonate lip. So in the kit, we're going to get a little template here. We're going to use this to trace the lips. When you purchase this, I'll also be sending the STL and step files if you want to get the lips machined. And get them CNC cut, probably pretty cheap, and just get them made in bulk, and then you don't have to worry about hand making them. But if you want to make them yourself, use this. And I'm gonna go get a sheet of polycarbonate and show you how that works. Okay, so we got some polycarbonate. Let's get the resin out of the way. We're not going to be using that. Get the mold release out of the way. So I'm going to take our 1/8 inch polycarbonate, take this little template here, get a nice little fine tip Sharpie, and just run it along the inside there. And you can do this, you know, multiple times, many lips as you need. And then take this to a scroll saw or band saw, cut the shape out, sand it, and you got the lip. Same exact one as one that's machined. So this one was cut on a CNC, and you get the same exact shape. So while this cures, like I said earlier, we have another video up where we make the Nutlet. We still have these molds available if you want to grab them. It comes with all the same stuff. It comes with the mold, instructions, the template to trace the lip, and you know, makes a pretty sweet bait. These are a lot of fun to paint. You know, you can throw down a pretty quick paint job with not that much effort, because most of the detail work is just going to be because of the texture on the bait. So you'll get all the shading because that you know, you got the fur texture. This lure was designed by Victor from Hunlures, which is really cool. So we did a large version, and now we're doing the Nutlet, the smaller version, which for me, I think this one's a ton of fun to throw. I can throw this for, you know, an hour or so, an hour, maybe a little longer. And my shoulder starts to get tired. But something like this, I can throw on a nice medium heavy bait caster and throw it around for 8 hours straight, and I'm not going to be tired at all. And it's still, you know, topwater wake bait. So it's a ton of fun when they get blown up on. Yeah, and you can make your own, paint them. If you're a bait maker, you could sell them, which is cool, and make your own resin bait. So let's see if this is cured. Should be pretty close to cured by now. I'll let it sit for a few minutes there in between. So we'll just demold it. And that's what you get when it's demolded. So we're gonna pop it out of the mold. What I like to do when I'm not using the molds is I spray them with a little mold release. Just a quick spray. Close them up, and that just helps keeps them conditioned, because they can start to dry out over time, especially with the resin curing in them. So it's just a little way to extend the life on them. So we're going to take a X-Acto knife, and we're going to pop off all the flashing, all the vents. Pop that off. Clean up around these screw eyes. You can come in after with a super light sandpaper and just clean it up a little more if you want. Cut up inside of the screw lock and just twist that off. All the texture on this bait makes it very forgiving, which is nice. So I'll clean the back section up, or the front section, I mean. Okay, and we're gonna take some cutters here and just cut the sprues off. And then I'm gonna take them over and sand them real quick. I'll do that off camera. Okay, so we're back. Demolded it. It's cured. We trimmed the flashing, so we're going to remove the hinge screws and open one of them up and connect them. You can see how they're going to be connected, and then we're going to place some epoxy. What I'm going to use is some thin super glue. We're going to put that in the holes after we remove the screw eye before we thread them back in. And then once it's assembled, the next step would be this is optional whether you do this before or after it's painted, but I do it after. I would paint this up first and then glue the lip in. So after that, you're pretty much done. So let's remove the screw eyes here. What we're gonna do is take one of these and just open it up a little bit. Slide the other one on. And then we're gonna close it back up. There we go. Close it back up. Now they're connected. So we're gonna take a thin super glue, drop it down in the hole there. And run this back in. Oops. Do the same thing for the front. Drip some super glue down in there. And that's it. They are connected. So if you want, you could epoxy the lip in now before you paint it. One tip is definitely clean it with some Dawn soap first. Get the mold release off. But yeah, that's the general idea. Now you got your own little wake bait. Paint it up. Throw a tail on it. You are good to go. So hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. If anybody is interested in getting these, they're on our website. This whole kit is on lazybaitsco.com. Like I said, if you're a small business or anybody, you get the rights to resell them. You know, it's definitely an attractive little bait. Something fun for your customers. In the instructions is links to all the hardware and materials you need. Use size 3 split rings, number 2 short shank hooks. And if anyone has questions, drop them in the comments or shoot us a message on Instagram or email us. Send a bird with a letter, however you want to contact us. But yeah, hopefully you go and grab one of these molds or grab one of the baits if we have some available. I know we have blanks for the nut runner available. I don't have any painted ones at the moment, but depending when you're watching, we could. Yeah, so thanks for following along. Hopefully you learned something or enjoyed yourself. So go check out our website. Thanks everybody.